episode 3. We got 3 of these things, 2 of them in the can, 2 of them published out for everybody to enjoy. This is episode 3 of Real in the Field. Again, man, this thing just keeps blowing up. There's 2 billion, 3 billion. I mean, the numbers just keep climbing. So we're climbing on the charts. We're somewhere ranked in the top 5, I think, somewhere around there. But yeah, there we go.
Here we go.
Episode 3.
All right, we need to recap the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. The Super Bowl.
Love the game.
Oh, man. Great game for the first 4 quarters and
hated the ending.
Just with 2, the last couple minutes, it was just like, okay, if we can just kind of redo that would be great.
Yeah. Okay, so in episode 2, we talked about some predictions.
Yeah.
We talked about, first of all, we were both in love with the fact that the game was going to be played on grass.
Felt like it was just going to be neutral, not even going to be play a part. Evidently, that was not the case.
It was slicker than snot out there.
Slick. I mean, players had to change out their cleats mid-game because everybody was just slipping all over the place.
Yeah, so that was kind of a disappointment.
Yeah.
And apparently that field cost like $800,000.
Well, they need to get their money back because that was probably one of the slipperiest Super Bowls that I've ever seen. I mean, for it to play a factor like that, it's just crazy. I mean, it's the biggest game. It's the game of the year. And to have that be a factor is just it just shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's wonky for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you off the hook on your predictions. So last episode, you said that the Eagles' defense was going to be stop Patrick Mahomes.
I thought that they would dial in something and figure him out and kind of devise a game plan to stop his game. And it seemed like maybe the first half they kind of had him a little bit up against the ropes. There's just like some key plays that happened that kind of changed the course. You can kind of feel like the momentum change a little bit.
Definitely.
One of the big things that I noticed was that false start by the guard. I forget his name. The false start that led to, it was about 4th and inches.
Yeah.
He goes false start, and then that puts him back 5 yards and just changes the course of history altogether. I mean, I think that play was just such a big momentum shift.
Yeah.
The Eagles went down on that first drive and punched him in the mouth.
Looked really good.
Looked solid. And then, just as the game went on, you can just kind of sense that gimme that they had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That it was an unearned touchdown. And that ultimately I felt like was the big kind of deciding factor.
Yeah. Well, we talked about how well is Mahomes going to be able to run.
Yeah.
And, dude, when he needed it, he ran.
Turned on those jets.
Yeah, he ran well. That one run he had later in the game was like 26 yards or whatever to kind of get him, on the other side of the 50.
Yeah, he had a burst.
That was good. Kelsey dominated as we expected.
How does he get open?
He is so open.
Well, how does he get open every single play?
Okay.
You would think like you would have something like put someone on him.
Dude, but that was coaching. So Andy Reid and who's the OC? BME or Bieniemy or forget his name. But they dialed up some stuff. They scored twice on the same play.
Yeah.
Okay, running like a whip out.
Yep.
Motioning down. They saw that coverages were rolling and guys were switching stuff. And,
they found a way to get the matchup that they wanted.
Yeah.
They found a way, whether it was with motion. I mean, to do what they did and to get themselves in, that was just scheming all the way.
It was.
What do you do?
That was straight X's and O's.
What do you do? You're talking about, when a receiver goes in motion, whatever coverage you're playing that they dialed in, you have to now switch your player because of where they're ending up. Yeah. And it's just complete mismatch that they out schemed. It was really something to see. You got to hand it to them for that. I mean, the offensive coordinator dialed in a hell of a game, and that was a very tough Philadelphia defense. But you got to hand it to them. Kansas City just came out and they're well coached and they schemed and got themselves into a Super Bowl victory.
One of my favorites, the one where Kelsey was super wide open in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So typically on that play action, tight end just runs a drag. Every team in America runs that play.
Yeah.
Right. 10-yard drag. Quarterback is going to read from the low to high. He's going to see if the fullback's open, whoever, right? Dude, Kelsey goes on his drag, stops, bends it back, runs like a banana route.
Yeah.
Dude, and just wide
open.
Yeah.
Wide open.
God,
I mean,
it was really good. It was so nice.
it is, that's, I'm sure as a defensive coordinator, it's kind of it's, when you see that, it's probably frustrating.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
1000%.
No, you can put yourself in that position and think, just how difficult it is to defend those guys. And whatever you're throwing at them, whatever you're doing, it's like it's hard to stop that, Hard to stop a nosebleed as
as they say, yeah. I thought Jalen played okay.
Yeah.
He did go play action and went deep a couple times, connected.
He took some shots downfield. One of them was, he connected, but he was thrown into double coverage. I mean, some of those throws were a little suspect.
What I thought that he has, though, and the game kind of showed me, he had some nice touch.
Yeah, he did.
He had that basketball shooter's touch.
Yeah,
which I thought was nice.
He put it where the receiver can get it.
Yeah.
The first one was, it was a hell of a throw. He put it put it up.
That
and
catch.
And it was a huge catch. But then the second one, it was like, whoa, that could have been picked for sure.
Yeah, he went back.
But the stats that guy put up, the amount of rushing yards that guy put up, the passing yards.
Yeah,
it is.
I'm gonna read that off.
Please do, because those were some incredible stats by. Not just in Super Bowl, by Super Bowl standards, but just by any game standards.
Yeah. Okay, so the Eagles, they passed for over 300 yards.
Yeah.
They rushed for 3 TDs.
Jesus.
They had over 35 minutes of time of possession, which I thought was big. Keep Mahomes off the field.
Oh,
but then they scored on D when Jalen fumbled.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that was the big thing. That was the big momentum killer.
Converted 60% of their third downs.
Huge.
Converted all of the fourth downs they went for.
Dude, that is like
the QB sneak scrum.
Oh, the scrum.
Yeah.
Dude, that league, I don't know when it changed in the league. I think it just kind of, it changed one year and nobody kind of like said anything about it. It was like, oh, okay, I guess.
Philly figured it out. Like,
Philly was like, all right, let's go ahead and go rugby style. Let's go ahead.
And so, but the end of it says, no team has done all of that in a game, regular or postseason, since the Bengals in 1989.
Jeez.
Okay. When they did that, they won 61-7.
Oh man, that just goes to show you like how different this league is, and how much it's just offensively,
Well, and how good the Chiefs are.
Yeah, dude. I honestly, if you would have told me at halftime that the Chiefs were gonna, mount that kind of comeback and do what they did, I wouldn't have believed you. It just seemed like the momentum was just all in the Eagles, on the Eagles side. But man, Patrick Mahomes just does it. It's crazy. The guy's just an animal.
It's kind of annoying though.
It is.
It is so annoying. So first half, the defensive score by the Chiefs was huge.
That was it. Yeah,
huge. So that goes back to the false start.
Yes.
Then they had to go back. Jalen's trying to run the ball, drops it, and then boom.
That's it.
Just when he twisted his ankle.
Yeah.
On one of the first runs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Did you think?
I thought he was. I thought it was going to be it was going to play a bigger part.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I'm glad it wasn't. If he went into half and got a quarter zone shot or something,
Dude, something. He came out.
He came out. He was like
not a thing. He was good.
But I am happy that he was able to play out the rest of the game, because you don't want to see games be decided on things like that. You don't want to see a backup. It's kind of what happened with the the game, the Niners and Eagles game, where Purdy's out, and it's just like you got backups, and it's not entertaining anymore. At that point, it's not your best versus my best. It's just we're playing a man down, and that's what it ends up being.
Speaking of backups, did you see the Chiefs' backup quarterback, Chad Henne? He retired. The dude's been in the league since 2008.
Yeah.
And he's
oh my God, 2008.
He was drinking a beer on the field at the end. He was just like, I'm retiring. I'm out of here. Like, good for you, dude. Been around forever.
Yeah, sail off into the sunset with that beer.
Yeah, good for you, dude. All right, halftime show. Did you see Rihanna?
I did. And maybe a controversial statement, but I wasn't all that impressed.
I am with you on that.
Right?
I don't get it.
It felt like she was just playing her hits, and I mean, you could have put it on a playlist, right? Hit play and just play all those like hits. No doubt, very good songs. I will say, like
Yeah.
she is a talented artist,
Right.
and visually, it was pretty. It was pretty cool.
A lot of little marshmallow guys out there. I don't even know what they were wearing. Like, what was that?
I have no idea. That red suit that she was wearing, it was like, all right, you're in Arizona. I don't know how cold it was there that night.
And then everyone's wondering about her baby bump.
Oh, right.
Like,
No, I thought she just was bloated, had some too many Bud Lights.
well, I guess she had a baby and now she's pregnant again.
Right. Yeah.
So that was like the big whatever.
The big reveal.
Yeah.
Well, and she also didn't reveal it. I mean, she played coy with that the entire time. It's like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
you're going to announce it? Announce it. Don't give me this.
Yeah. So my cousin, he was at our Super Bowl party yesterday. He's in the music industry, been in it for a long time. And he said that she wouldn't agree to do it unless she did it by herself.
Oh, wow.
Because you know how everyone usually has
Oh, there's somebody that comes
Lady
in,
or
right?
Shakira and
J-Lo,
J-Lo did it the one
yeah.
year. Or,
Bruno Mars and Beyonce.
yeah.
The Weeknd, I think, was in there too. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
So-
I've always, yeah.
so
Oh,
she
last
said-
year was like every.
50 Cent and all those
yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she said, like, the only way I'll do it is if I do it alone.
Really?
Yeah. And then there's rumor, you heard it first here, folks. There's rumor next year they're going to try to get Post Malone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's like if you did kind of like top 10, like, Super Bowl halftime performances of all time,
Right.
she would be very like low on that list, I will say. I
Yeah.
mean, it was entertaining, fine. But I mean, I would hope Post Malone would do a good job, but I don't think the halftime performance is what it used to be.
Dude, she didn't even look like she was enjoying herself.
No, I mean,
that's
there
what
was
I
not a
don't
lot of
understand
dancing.
about, like, dude, you get a rock and roller up there or you get, like, but, dude, even last year, those guys were, like, having fun.
Oh my God,
Dude,
everybody
she
was
just,
having
like-
fun out there. Yeah.
No. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
staring into
edgy.
the camera.
Like, I don't know. She just seemed,
Yeah.
but like you said, not like, it wasn't, like, terrible, but.
No, it wasn't terrible. It was enjoyable, or it was just a Rihanna, like,
Yeah.
kind of like a Rihanna playlist. I could have put on Spotify, put on Rihanna playlist, and just been as equally entertaining.
Did you see one of her dudes almost fall? He almost fell off the top.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw a clip when he was up on one of the high ones, and he's like doing his kicks and stuff or whatever, dude. And he like slips back, and he caught himself,
Oh my God.
and then he got back up and like started like doing his dance, like it was.
Dude, that's terrifying. I mean, I will give her credit for doing that because I don't think I would ever have agreed to.
Well, she
do
was
that.
hooked on She was like hooked on,
Yeah,
but
dude.
those
Yeah, but still.
the other dancers were not.
Oh, geez.
And that dude almost, he almost went toes up, dude. He almost went out. Yeah, like a
Dude, I think-
scuba, like he scuba off the edge.
I think if I had to put like my top, I can't remember like enough to do like a top 5, but top 3 Super Bowl halftime performances.
Okay.
Do you remember? I think it was in Miami. Prince and that Purple
Oh,
Rain.
and it literally
And
started
it
to rain.
rained
Yeah.
during Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like probably my
Prince,
favorite.
just right.
Just right.
Yes.
Dude, I put Michael Jackson's halftime performance from forever ago.
That was like 90s, right?
Yeah, I don't even remember who played, but he was out. He
like,
did this
came out of the
crazy
stage
thing
or
where,
something?
well, he was out like up in like the rafters, like you could see him from afar, and then all of a sudden he like disappeared from there and then appeared up on the stage, and did this like for Super Bowl. Time is like so valuable, right? Commercial time, field time, like this is like a short period of time of where we're watching TV. He spent like a good minute just staring out into the open, doing
That's
nothing.
right.
Only he could do
right.
something like
That's
that
right.
and make it pretty badass.
I wonder what he was thinking about. That guy. Yes, that's right. I do remember. Okay, so there's 2. Who's Rihanna,
and then
Rihanna
I would say
not cracking the top 3.
She's not top 3. Dude, the last year's that was like a cornucopia
Yeah.
of like
Classics.
2000s classic
Yeah.
rap. So I'll put that one up there. Yeah,
Okay.
top 3.
All right. So, what did you think about the controversial holding penalty to extend the drive? And the Chiefs just kind of waddled themselves down, took a knee, kicked a field goal, anticlimactic.
It was, it was one of the best or better like Super Bowl games that I've seen in, kind of like modern times. We've seen some pretty good ones, some exciting ones, but that one was kind of like gonna go down as one of the top ones, except that play happened, that call happened rather.
Yeah.
When that happened, that just erased the entire, almost 4 quarters of football to be decided on something like that. Now, it's one of those, like we talked about before. If you're gonna call, like, if you're a referee, sure, you call them how you see them. But in that case, I mean, for what had gone on that entire game and what they were calling and what they weren't calling, for it to come down to that, it is just like a really weird, like, it just left everybody feeling like, well, all right, that kind of sucked. That was a terrible way to end the game.
Yeah.
That was a terrible way to, go out on.
Are you calling conspiracy? The NFL.
Arian Foster.
Roger Goodell seemed pretty excited to hug some of those Chief guys.
That's pretty true. Yeah. I mean, look, if that was scripted, if that was the case, then I mean,
I don't think it was. I was listening to the radio this morning, and they had a former ref call in to the show, and he's still like involved and stuff. But so he was talking like, "Hey, we're kind of taught to just like call the play. Don't worry about the situation, time left, and stuff like that. Just like call the play, because if you don't call it, you're helping the other team. Or if you do, you know what I mean? So it was some of that back and forth. And so he was just kind of explaining that end of it. And then I think I heard him right, but all the crews for the playoff games and even the Super Bowl are handpicked all-star guys from like their specific position.
Oh, interesting.
So it's not like the best crew.
Right.
Like guys who've been working together for the past 17 weeks.
Yeah.
Come do a game.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I want that back judge. I think.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that's how he said it. I'm almost positive that's how he was explaining it this morning when I was listening to it.
I mean, it would make sense because, a lot of, I think that when you get a feel for the game and you get a feel for what's going on, you get a feel for like what, another ref's calling.
Yeah,
There's kind of like a little bit of a, like you got to meld a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to kind of mesh a little bit. And I mean, if everyone's just out there kind of doing their thing and then just like, hey, I'm calling them how I see them. I guess I could see.
Yeah.
I guess I can see how it would be, beneficial just to be kind of like, just call it straight. But also, it's almost like just let the guys play, and especially on that play because that wasn't egregious. It seemed like it was like maybe a little bit of an overthrown pass too on top of it.
Yeah, I didn't think it was pass interference. Like you could literally call holding on every play in football.
Yeah,
you literally can. You watch the 5 linemen.
Yeah,
I guarantee 1 to 2 of them are holding.
Yeah,
and that's just it, and everyone knows it. And it's like if it's not affecting the play, don't worry about it.
So that's the question then, is if that is the case and we're being selective on which ones we call, then we're no longer that part of it where you're like just calling it how you see it.
Yeah, no,
it's like kind of out the window. Then there's also that part of it where you're taking into account what if it's a play, if it's away from the play, things like that.
Definitely.
And if that's the case, then what the hell are we doing here?
I know,
Why are you letting, because what we talked about before is this is like nobody wants to see the game being decided on that kind of penalty. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to see the game being decided on a holding, on a technicality, on anything. Like we want to see, the reason why we love football so much is because we want to see this good dude go against that other good dude, and we'll see who wins. But when you involve the penalties, you've just removed that whole thing out of it, and now it's just based on a technicality. And now, just like how it was last time, line up, kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Don't even give them an opportunity to I mean, what, 8 seconds was left on the clock, and he just
Yeah.
like hucked it down the field. I mean, not even down the field, got it to like the 20 or something.
Well, he stepped on someone's foot. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he totally stepped on someone's foot and like rolled his ankle when when Jalen threw that last ball.
No, I just
why it
was
was
so
a duck.
pissed at the situation. I just kind of like I turned it off after
See,
that.
like I understand what the ref was like talking about this morning on the radio, and he was just like, we got to call like we see it and blah blah blah. But like, you got to have some awareness of like the situation.
Yeah, you got to know like
you
what
like,
that's gonna do.
Dude, I've coached for a lot of years now, and I've had crews that show up, dude, and the second that game starts, they're making it about them. They're gonna throw everything. They're jerks to you on the sideline. Like
It's
all
their
that stuff.
show. It's
It
their
is their
show.
show.
You're just you're in the
And it's
backdrop.
like, okay, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know what day job you just came from, but like these kids and us coaches have been busting our butt for a year.
that's the
and
part
for you
that's
to show
really-
up and just like
yeah,
pump the brakes a little bit.
yeah.
But in this case, I don't know. It wasn't a bad penalty. Like, it wasn't flagrantly. He didn't, like, the jersey didn't extend and all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was ticky-tack. I don't think it was the right time to call it.
Yeah.
And it did affect, like, to say it didn't affect the game,
Oh no, 100%
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
it did.
And I think that's what everybody gets left with. There were some calls, I think, just to kind of, be fair, there were some calls that Philadelphia got in their favor. If you remember that fumble,
Juju,
Juju Smith,
Yeah.
Smith-Schuster, yeah,
yeah, someone, like, roughed him up on a pass.
right.
And they probably could have called it then.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Or the fumble or the catch that wasn't a catch that turned into
Yeah.
a fumble.
That was
I
a
mean,
bang play. That was.
I
Yeah.
know, but that I think went the Eagles' way, and
Yeah,
you could make
it
the
did.
argument that they got that call in their favor, because I mean it looked from my vantage point like he made a catch and he got it knocked out. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
You're talking about a millisecond, the difference
Yeah.
between a fumble and a incomplete pass. You're talking millisecond, but they reviewed it and it went the Eagles' way. So. I mean, you could say that they got some calls their way too, but this is the one that sticks out because again, it's at the end of the game. You can draw a straight line from that call to the outcome,
Yeah.
and everybody just gets left with a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah. Post game, did you see Kelsey, his interview?
No,
He had like snot running down his nose. He had a total booger going. But dude, he was like, no one expected us to be here. No one picked us. No one showed respect to our name and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Like, dude, you just won the Super Bowl like 2 years ago. Like everyone knows.
everybody expected you
Dude,
guys to
first
be
of all,
here. You're
everyone
the
knows
first
who
overall.
Everyone
first
knows who
seed.
you are, dude. Like, take it easy. Just because, sorry, you weren't favored
Yeah.
in this game.
Yeah,
By
number
a point,
one seed.
by a point and a half. Like,
Yeah.
take it easy. But gosh, he was just like over the top. I'm like, dude, you're out of control. And then Jalen Hurts had a good interview. Some little kid finished like the interview with a question like, "Oh, like what are you gonna do now, Jalen?"
Yeah,
And he was like, "It's all right, man. Like we're just gonna get better and just gonna learn from this and
yeah.
spend time with your family." Like he just said all the right stuff. It was a cool. He seemed
Going
good.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got he's got poise, and he's I mean, even after that fumble and that defensive touchdown, you could kind of just see he just went out to all his guys and kind of was like giving them.
He kept playing hard.
Yeah, he was just like, hey, look, we're gonna get it back, and get to his credit, man. The guy just to do what he did in the Super Bowl is pretty damn incredible.
Yeah.
And to come out of that without a victory is crazy.
Yeah.
But here we
Yeah.
are. Here we are. It's in the history books. There's no going back now.
Yeah. All right, Kansas City, enjoy it.
All right, transitioning into what do we got on this second segment here?
We're gonna play a game.
All right,
Okay, it's called Take It or Leave It.
take it or leave it. All right,
Take it or leave it.
no
So-
refs here, huh? We're not gonna get this called on a technicality.
No, this is straight up right there. Take it or leave it. Okay. We've all been to a Target or some type of department store.
Okay.
Where they got the big bin of like movies.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Okay. All right. And it's like every movie's for $1 or whatever.
yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Come
yeah.
in, take one, and there's like multiple copies of everything, right? And you just look and you're like,
Oh, dude, it's hard to find a gem in that
Right?
pile. Yeah.
Okay. So Imagine you're at that.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to tell you the movie that you're picking up.
Okay.
You're taking it or you're leaving it in
All
the
right.
pile.
All right. You got it.
Okay.
All right.
You ready?
Ready.
Godfather.
Oh, taking it, of course. Wait, how much is this again?
No.
Is this
Don't
bargain
worry.
bid?
No. Don't worry about price. Just either you're
all
taking
right,
it or
all
you're
right.
leaving it. Don't
No,
worry about
you got
price.
to take The Godfather. It's almost like if it's in a bin with a pile of other movies, that in itself should be for a reason to remove it from that and
Okay.
take it and put it in your
Okay.
basket and take it.
Okay. Forrest Gump.
Again, you got to take it.
Okay.
That is a great movie.
It is great. Dude,
All right, here's a
Tom Hanks. Dude.
delivers.
Such a stud.
Just delivers.
Such a stud.
That guy was, that guy's an amazing actor. And, but okay, so that movie, I've had a conversation with somebody before. What kind of movie? What would you classify that movie as?
Forrest Gump is a dramatic adventure.
Dramatic. Okay.
Dramatic adventure.
Okay.
Yes.
With a little hint of comedy, like
A little
tossed
hint of
in there?
comedy, tragedy,
And
in there.
tragedy, drama.
Like
You can't peg that movie
there
down,
are
right?
some heavy points in that movie.
Oh, heavy moments. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're taking that thing for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, yeah,
taking
we're
that
taking-
movie for
Okay.
sure.
Anchorman.
Oh man, these are all takers. Yes.
Well, hold on, we're gonna get to some duds.
Okay. Well, so far I got tens all across.
Okay.
Anchorman, yes. Take
Okay,
it.
taking it. Titanic.
Oh man. Well, Titanic you
Here
probably
we go.
should take,
No.
but I mean, that thing is like 5 hours long. I don't know if I have the time to sit through it. It's kind of like once you've seen it once, like that's kind of all you need. I mean, from this guy's perspective anyway.
That's the only perspective I want. Are you leaving it?
I could probably do without it. Yeah.
Yes, good. I would leave it too. I'm leaving it too. All right. The Notebook.
Oh, I love that movie. I'm
Are
fucking
you-
taking that movie. Are you kidding me? Dude, that's one of the best love stories ever. Dude, at the end when she spoiler alert, but at the end when she recognizes that it's him and she's like, "You've been telling me this story and it's been us this entire time." Dude, that is one of the like most heartfelt moments. That is a sweet moment. Cuz she has, she's got dementia or whatever.
I'm leaving it. All right, here we go.
Cold-blooded.
All right. Gladiator.
Oh, taking that for sure.
Okay, good.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
dude, especially if we got a high school football game later on that afternoon and we got to watch Gladiator, which
Yeah.
we did.
Got to get tuned up.
Got to get tuned.
Okay, here we go. Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, taking that for sure.
Okay.
That is a classic. Yeah, I can watch that 100 times and never get bored of that movie.
Okay.
Love it.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, God, we're going to no, it's not my jam. It's not my thing.
Leaving it.
I'm probably gonna leave it. I mean, I think that some people's that's their thing. That's their jam.
Yeah.
It ain't. It's a very entertaining movie. I just haven't gotten enough into it to appreciate it the way that other people.
It's not in the
have.
wheelhouse.
It's not in my wheelhouse. But I'm sure that if I were to if I got into it, I'm sure I would appreciate all the subtle nuances of the story.
All right.
But I just have to. So let me just kind of clarify. I'm leaving it because I don't know it well enough to appreciate it. And if I've got limited shelf space to put my DVDs, I got to leave something behind.
You do. Okay, here we go. Big Lebowski.
Well, that's another one where you should. I do love. It is a classic movie, but it's not one that I think I would watch over and over again.
Leaving it.
I feel like I might have to leave that.
I'm
one.
leaving it too.
Yeah.
I think it's
great. It's funny, and there's some classic scenes in it. But I think again, I got limited shelf space.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that one behind.
okay. Fight Club.
Oh, taking it. That one I can watch over and over again. Yeah,
for sure. Great movie.
Oh yeah,
Okay. Jurassic Park.
taking it for sure.
What about the newer Jurassic Parks?
Leaving all of those behind, just taking number
Just
one.
the original?
Yeah,
Okay.
just
I'm
the
with you on
original.
that. Yeah.
That is, I mean, when that came out, that was groundbreaking technology.
Yes.
To see,
We were young. We were
Oh.
maybe 10,
I think so.
give or take. in
Somewhere
that
around
range.
there.
Yeah.
However old we were, That was like just amazing.
Yeah.
That was
That was the first time you saw like a real dinosaur on a screen. It was like,
oh man,
that T-Rex,
just like
the T-Rex scene.
Oh, the T-Rex, the setting, like when it's raining, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and you can kind of feel yourself out there in that cold, and seeing those
Yes.
like dinosaurs all around the T-Rex. Oh man, yeah,
Yes.
love it. Take it, yeah. For
Okay.
sure.
Avatar.
Leave it. I mean,
those movies suck.
Yeah, I've seen them, I've watched it, and they're good, they're entertaining, but
They suck.
it's
They suck. Those movies suck. I'm leaving it so fast. Okay. Pirates of the Caribbean.
oh, that one's entertaining. That one's entertaining, but it's also like one that I don't need to see like many times. Like you kind of get it, you see it once and you kind of like you get it. I think I'd leave that one behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the first one.
Yeah.
I'll take the first one. I'll leave the rest.
All right. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Star Wars.
The original.
The original. You have the original and you have the newer ones.
Well, all right. I don't want to like ostracize like a whole like swath of our 2.5 billion audience, and this is gonna put a big divide in between it.
It could. It could.
I will say, I probably leave most of them because I mean, at this point, I don't know which one's which at this point.
Dude, so confusing.
But the first one was pretty damn amazing, and
The first three.
The first three, yeah. First one in particular, I would say,
Yeah.
is it was groundbreaking.
It was.
But I kind of have to leave it because I mean I've seen it and like I don't think I need to see it many.
I'm with you on that. I'm leaving it. I think it's overblown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Okay. Harry Potter.
Oh, I love Harry Potter. Well, okay, so I love Harry Potter because I have this is one that I have read and I've like
You've actually
I'm into.
read them?
Yeah, I've read like 4 of their books.
How many are there?
A dozen? I don't know. I don't know the exact number. So I guess I'm not all that.
Baker's dozen?
I don't know. I don't think I'm all that much into it. But now that one.
gosh.
So read the books and watched the movies, and that is super entertaining. I feel like going back to the Lord of the Rings, if I read those books and like watched the movies, I would be so much more into it.
Okay.
But I just haven't, so I don't have appreciation for it. But I do have an appreciation for Harry Potter.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Matrix movies.
The Matrix. Oh man, those are some good movies. Those are good, entertaining movies. So I guess becomes the question then. Are we like where are we putting these in the vault? Is this all right?
You're either taking it or you're leaving it.
Well, because there's movies that are very entertaining that are nowhere near like the grade that these movies are. A Knight's Tale. I've watched that movie like 100 times because it's a good, entertaining movie. But is it anywhere close to any of these movies? No, probably not.
Is that your movie that when it's on TV, you just have to click on it and you have to watch it?
Kind of. Well, if I have time.
Do you know mine? Yeah. Mine's School of Rock.
Oh, nice.
Whenever that thing's on TBS, I'm like, I'm gonna watch that. Yeah,
that and like Shawshank Redemption, which is everyone's like, if it's on, you just have to.
If
no matter where you're.
If that's in the pile, we're taking
that
for
sure.
That's hands.
Yeah.
Hands down.
So okay, so
Matrix. Yeah. What do you
Matrix. Taking the first one, leaving the other ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Last one I got for you: 50 First Dates.
Oh, that's a good movie,
Right?
Yeah, Adam Sandler, yeah, Drew Barrymore. But still, leaving it now. It's not good enough. No, if I'm leaving behind like some gems, I'm definitely not going to take that one. There's not enough.
I'm taking it.
I would take A Knight's Tale over that one. I'll swap them out.
Dang. All right.
Have you seen A Knight's Tale?
I think I've seen it once.
It's a good flick.
Yeah.
Good flick.
That's right.
Yeah.
That has what's his face?
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Wow.
That was a legend.
Yeah, that role of his in the Batman when he was the Joker.
Yeah.
Dude, that really messed with that cat.
I think so. I think that's kind of.
And then I know like Jack Nicholson or whatever.
Yeah.
He warned him before he
really?
did that role. Yeah, he was like, "Hey, dude, like just be aware. Don't get too caught up in the
Yeah.
in the character."
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yikes.
Yeah, that guy was. I mean, he was amazing in that movie. That was. I've taken that one for sure.
Yeah, Christian Bale in that movie.
Christian Bale. Yeah,
You like him in that one?
I did. Yeah, I liked him as Batman.
Who's your favorite Batman of all time?
Oof, man, that's a tough one. It might be Christian Bale.
Really?
It might be.
I'm gonna go Michael Keaton. The
Yeah,
original.
Michael Keaton was good. He was like kind of like that. He had like a little bit more of a comedy kind of, angle to it.
Yeah, he set the tone though.
Yeah, Val Kilmer was okay in it. I didn't really like care for him, but
George Clooney was awful.
yeah, that was not good.
Awful.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see. I think those two. Yeah, I put
Yeah.
those at the top two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, who's the new one? The guy from Twilight. What's his name?
Oh, Edward? I don't know.
Yeah, that was a test, and you failed.
And I failed. I've seen Twilight. Dude, those movies suck too. Gosh.
Yeah, I'll leave those behind.
With the giant wolves and stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
those movies are awful. What is that dude's name?
Uh,
Patterson?
yes, Robert Patterson.
Robert Pattinson. Pattinson.
Who cares?
Tomato. Doesn't matter. Yeah, no, I didn't see the new Batman.
I don't think it's come out yet. I think it's kind of like being made, or it's like, yeah, it's gonna come out.
Okay, what about this? What about the Marvel movies?
Like
Not just Iron Man and all that, but like,
yeah.
okay, are you taking them or are you leaving them in the pile?
Oh man, I mean, I guess I would have to be kind of selective on which ones I would take, but as a whole, I mean, I don't know if there was like a collector set with all of them in there. Maybe I'll take the set.
Right, but let's just say it's just like Iron Man's in there. You got one of them Thors,
Yeah.
and then
The
you got
Thor-
a Captain America's in there.
Ah, man. So, like, depending on how much space I have, because I would have to be very selective with which ones. If I'm just
Okay.
like willy nilly taking like all of them, like I'm probably not gonna. I'll do Iron Man and a handful of others because they're very entertaining. Like some of the storylines are very like entertaining, and then visually they're really cool
Yeah,
too.
I would say they're very like. See, I'm gonna leave it though because just it's kind of the low hanging fruit. I feel like of this thing's exploding.
Yeah.
Good guy fight the bad guy. It's pretty cut and dry, standard.
It is, yeah. There's really not much too like complicated about it.
Nah.
It's just kind of like
It is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's a freaking comic book on a film.
Exactly.
And
And,
I
if
don't
you
think
enjoyed it,
it's-
but so that's the thing is like if you enjoy those comic books and you enjoy those storylines, then that's all for you. I mean,
Dude,
to
some
see that
people
come
are
to
obsessed
life,
with them.
yeah, it is pretty cool. I will say to like have something that you've read that you've enjoyed and then have it come to life on the big screen. It's
Yeah.
really cool because, for me, like when I read something, I kind of have like you do your own kind of casting of who's going to play this character, who's going to play that character, and then when you see it come to life on screen and see it come together, and if it's done right, there are a few movies like that. No Country for Old Men, that is a phenomenal book
Yes.
and a phenomenal movie.
Really good movie.
That is one of the best like adaptations that I've ever seen. To see the pick like the character choices to play those characters, spot on. It was like perfect.
Is it true the bad guy? I don't know the actor's name,
Yeah,
but he like doesn't really speak English.
no, I think he does. I think he's a Spanish dude, Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But dude, that was like the perfect choice for him. And his hair, like I don't remember that being
Creepy.
any detail in the book. But then
Creepy.
when you see it on screen, it's like makes it even creepier.
And how about his gun?
Oh,
Like the-
dude, is like
the big old thing on the end.
yeah, is like CO2 tank or whatever it was with the
He was shooting darts out there. Yeah. No, that
Dude, that
movie. That
scene-
movie was really good.
that scene where he's at the gas station and gives that guy like the choice, like to flip a coin.
Yes.
Dude, that was that was as intense as it was in
Yes.
the book when you were reading it. It was intense scene.
Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, taking that.
Take it. All right. That's all the movies I got.
Yeah.
All right. So, being a teacher, I know what I had to do. I had to go get a degree,
Yeah.
get my credential, got to pass some tests. You got to go to school, finish that up, do your student teaching, right? And then you got to go get a job.
Yeah.
And what is the process of becoming a real estate agent?
So becoming a real estate agent, I mean, they make the barrier kind of, there's a low barrier to entry. It's you have to get certified through the board, the California Department of Real Estate. Um, so you have to go through testing. You have to get credentialed
Okay.
through the state. You take some courses that are roughly about 10 hours to complete the courses. Once you've completed those courses, you take a test, and once you've been certified in those 3 different courses, then you can sit for the state test. And the state test is about a 200 question, 2 hour thing. I mean, it's like going and getting your license at the DMV. But yeah, with that, it's if you pass that, you have your license, and you have your license. But you also have to take your license and hook it up with a broker. So it's not just having a license; you have to be working under someone. So yeah, the process in doing that is just selecting the broker that fits your style, fits your personality style, or there's a lot of things to kind of consider when you're looking for a broker.
Now, are brokers out like looking for agents? Or
Yeah,
is it kind of you got to approach them?
it's kind of, well, it's a little bit of both. A growing brokerage will want to bring on more agents. It's an interesting kind of dynamic between broker and agent. Agents are independent. They don't have, they're not salaried. So there's no really kind of commitment on the broker side to, pay an agent to do any work. They're out going and finding business on their own. So it's beneficial to a broker to have an agent on their team who's going out finding business and getting new business, because the way that it's the relationship between broker and agent is any business that comes through on the agent side is paid to the broker, and then the commissions are split between the broker and the agent. So they can bring on as many agents as they can, and that just means more kind of money for them to bring in. But it is it's very much kind of it's a reciprocal relationship, and a brokerage does want to bring in agents that kind of fit their same kind of style and what their agency is about, their brokerage is about. And when when an agent's looking for a brokerage, they are trying to find something that kind of like that meshes well with them. So, in that regard, it's, yeah, everyone's kind of looking to like join a good brokerage, and vice versa. Brokerages are looking to bring on like good agents.
Okay. And how many I don't know, agents does a brokerage have? Or does that just depend on the size
Yeah.
of the company?
Yeah, it depends on the size. Bigger brokerages have different or have multiple locations with many agents.
Okay.
In places like that, you're kind of like you're just another spoke in the wheel.
Right.
You do your thing, and for independent agents that have been around for a really long time, some of those brokerages make sense, where they don't need any hand holding. You just go in there and you do your thing. You've been doing it for a long time, and you just have your commission split with your brokerage. They provide you some resources to do your job, and then there's other brokerages that are a little bit more hands-on, that are personal, smaller, and are kind of more mentors and kind of help shape like newer agents. So it just kind of depends on where you're at in your career, and how many and what brokerage is kind of best suited for you.
Can an agent do all this stuff on their own though? Or
Yeah.
do they need a broker?
So you need a broker in order
Eventually.
to do any kind of real estate activity. In fact, the contracts that we do between us and between a buyer and a seller, or a buyer, the contracts that we do between when we're conducting this business, it's not between us personally and let's say for a seller is or someone is selling their house and they want to list it. The contract isn't between the sales agent or the real estate agent and the seller. It's between the brokerage and the seller. The agent is the one that facilitates that and is the one that kind of puts it together. But the contract is with the brokerage and the seller. So for that reason, it's the brokerage is the responsible party, and they want to make sure that the agents that they have are adhering to the rules that are kind of set forth by the Department of Real Estate, and that everything is on the up and up. But an agent can't act independently without a broker. It's kind of like he has no authority to do the things that are like those kinds of contracts. You have to have a different license, a brokerage license, to do that, to get in contract.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's it is like a lot of when you're trying to find the right like brokerage to work with. It's kind of reversed where the agent is the one that's interviewing the brokerage to find out if that's the right fit for them. When I found Caliber, I interviewed a lot of different brokerages. I went to about a dozen or so like brokerage just to figure out like which one was best suited for me. This brokerage, because of their size and their proximity to Orange and how they've been rooted in the city of Orange, just kind of made sense for me to join up with them and work with them, and it's been a really good fit. So, well, I mean, I think that kind of wraps up for today. We've got episode 3 in the can. This is it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Watch out, Joe Rogan. Coming
for his numbers.
Yeah.
So episode 3 is in the can. We've got another episode coming out next week. Football's over, so we'll find something to talk about.
Yeah.
Got the combine coming up.
Combine. We'll come up with another game or something.
Yeah, figure out something. Yeah. But in the meantime, if you like what you hear, go ahead and like and subscribe. Tell a friend, make a comment. If you got something that you want to add to the show or any suggestions for the show, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. And we'll keep plugging away at this. We'll get another episode out next Thursday. So stay tuned. In the meantime,
that's it.
We'll talk to you.
Take care.
All right, see ya. And that was today's episode of Real in the Field podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you heard, go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you have a suggestion for the show, go ahead and leave that in the comment section as well. Otherwise, we'll be back here next week with another episode of Real in the Field. Until then, we'll talk to you.